I got a call on like the 21st of September saying that Jim had made me the CEO of Belstaff and that I would be starting on the 1st of October. I had left school after my A-levels. I didn't want to go to university. I went and did a bit of traveling, and then I just wanted to get into work as quickly as possible. I went to work for a very successful chap called Anthony Boucher, and I was there as his PA. And while I was there, my brother won the yellow jersey in his first ever Tour de France. And Anthony, who I'd been working with for about a year and a half, said, "You're an awful PA, but I think you'd actually be quite good as a manager. Have you ever considered managing your brother?" And I sort of thought, oh, maybe this would be an opportunity for me to go and do my own thing, manage David, and see if I could build something from that. We had been approached by a guy who had been running an event called the Good Friday meeting. Every single Good Friday, so over Easter, they would hold this cycling event that was the Good Friday meeting, and a whole host of riders would go, and the fans would come, pay tickets and everything. And they went from having kind of 500 people show up to 12,000. And so it just put us on the map. We came up with another concept called Revolution. We did our first event in November 2003, and again, everyone told us it wouldn't work, everyone told us it wasn't possible. And I remember we were both stood up in the banking and we got a call on the radio saying they were going to have to delay the start because the queues were so big they couldn't get everyone into the venue. And we were both like, yes! And that went from there. The whole GB program had been going from strength to strength. Dave knew me, he asked me if I'd help. So I basically, from sort of 2007 through to the end of 2008, I helped create, build, and project manage Team Sky. We were working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We were doing everything that we could to try and make it successful. So the people who were signing with us, both athletes and staff, came into the team with a certain set of expectations. They sort of believed they knew what the team stood for and what it was about. But actually, we didn't have it codified anywhere, what being part of Team Sky was, because we're so busy focusing on the winning, focusing on the performance, focusing on creating the team and making it possible, that we hadn't bothered to codify it. We got everyone together, all 90, including Freemy and Brad. And we basically formulated that into a code, effectively, that we used until I left in 2019 and it became Team Ineos. But even now, I think a lot of those founding principles still stay within the team. $1:59 was the Ineos challenge to attempt to break the 2-hour marathon barrier.
15 seconds.
I got involved with it because we were acquired by Jim and Ineos in March 2019. We're going to turn up in Vienna and we're going to put this worldwide global event on and try and do something that nobody has ever been able to do before. In sport, there's always ego, there's always people wanting to prove themselves and make a name for themselves. There was none of that. It was such a massive undertaking. And the further away I get from it, the bigger I see it was as an undertaking. We were relaying roads, put like weather stations up for 4 months. We had so much going on, and we had millions of fans who turned up. We broadcasted to 3 billion people. It was, bonkers. And it would not have happened if it hadn't been for Ineos and Jim. Like, there's nowhere else on earth where that would be something that someone would say, yeah, I reckon we can give that a go. Ask the questions, go again, don't take no for an answer, get the right people around you, get people thinking this is possible. That felt like Ineos. And the more I've now been in Ineos, that feels like it's everything about what Ineos stands for. It's why I love the business, because it's like, well, why can't we? Why wouldn't you try it? I'd done 1:59, and I genuinely was like, I don't know what else I have to do here. There's nothing left that is going to get me out of bed in the morning. I got a call saying that Jim had made me the CEO of Belstaff. I could have said no, but there was something in me that was like, just go and do it. I'm never going to get a chance like this again. So I literally moved job, house, everything in 5 days, came down and started at Belstaff on a Wednesday morning. I have no idea what Jim saw in me because I'm not Jim, but I think having worked for him for what would have been at that point in time like a year and a half, I think Jim would have seen I've got really, really big work ethic. I go at it hard and I go quite deep. Famously, it's been part of my career. My mates have always said to me, you work too hard, you go too deep. I hereby name this vessel Pacific Ineos Belstaff, and I wish for calm seas and safe sailing wherever she may trade. Bon voyage. I think he also saw that I got Ineos. I fitted into what the business stood for. I believed in its values. I believe in how they operate. I believe in how they treat people. I believe in everything about Ineos pretty much from when I got here. I was like, yeah, this is the place for me. So I think for a lot of people it seemed like a really big leap to be going from being the CEO of a cycling team to being the CEO of a fashion brand. So I was like, no one's ever going to hire a cycling CEO to go and do anything else, because it's like people won't be able to make that link, whereas Jim could make that link. I think earlier in my career I've said, and I think it's probably been slightly misunderstood, that I never experienced sexism or I thought it was a level playing field. I've always known it's not a level playing field, but I have never been subjected to sexism. What I've really realised as I've got older and as I've taken on a leadership position outside of an industry that is my specialism, is that it's very much alive and well. I've had nothing but backing. You know, it was literally from the minute pretty much I was in the proximity of Jim and his senior team. You know, it's not just Jim, it's the chairmen that I've worked with, it's the people within the business that I've worked with. I've always been backed. Literally don't care whether I'm female or male. It's like, you're talented, you're good at what you do, we're going to back you to do it. I fundamentally didn't believe that what had got Belstaff to where it was going to get it into the future. I was like, we've got to change. We've got to be brave enough and willing enough to change. Because actually it's a British heritage brand with probably one of the most incredible, unknown, untapped stories of how it's survived for the last 98 years. And I really wanted to get in and tell those stories, not just the stories everyone's heard before. So the challenge with the brand is, I think one of the big challenges anyway that I saw when I came in was that the brilliant thing about it is it's 96 years old and I started, 98 now, and the absolute nightmare about it is that it's 98 years old. So everyone's got a point of view, everyone's got an opinion. There are people who have got jackets from 40 years ago and they never want to see Belstaff change. And I don't want to see Belstaff change. I don't want Belstaff to ever not be and not have a classic, beautiful quality, 4-pocket wax cotton jacket. That's who we are. That's baked into what we do. You know, we don't want to be making product that's disposable or that people buy once and then buy again the next season. We've got 2 ranges at the moment. The one that we're in the showroom with is our Spring/Summer 23 range, and there's a range that's just arriving in store now is Autumn/Winter 22. So Autumn/Winter 22 is really the first big shift of Belstaff product. So moving to our new brand positioning, it's moving to our new customer demographic. So we've got an amazing wave dye program in Autumn/Winter 22, which has been inspired by the sea. We've got a lot of sort of naval influenced product, which is, you know, speaks to our heritage with the Royal Navy. This 3-season period that we've got now is the real shift of the dial for Belstaff from kind of what everyone thinks they know about it and taking them on a bit of a journey through a 3-season program where we re-educate people about the categories, the products, and the archive of what we do. We have an amazing product range that I think nobody believed was possible, but with the design team that we've got and the business now knows where we're going, we know exactly who the customer is, we know exactly what we're going after, we know who the competition are, and we're just going after it like we're trying to win a bike race. Which sounds mental when you say it out loud, but it actually is working very well. I've never worried about the future, ever. You know, I want to deliver what I said I would deliver for Belstaff. I love the team, I love the business, I love the brand. I want to get this to being a profitable business, a profitable, successful business. And then who knows what's next? And I'm not worried about it. I'm sure it'll be exciting and fun. I'm kind of pretty cool about waiting to see what comes my way.